what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Blaze on TV. I'm your host, Spontaneous7, along with my co-host.
Jay already famous.
My name's Hiphop Mike. What's up?
Hey, he's ready to go.
And I'm gonna introduce myself today, man. If Jay gonna introduce himself, I'm gonna introduce myself.
All right. Well, I was gonna, say we have a special guest in the house. Give you a special introduction. We're gonna give you a special introduction, but
Listen,
hey.
You tell him it's the most handsome special guest ever. Hiphop Mike gonna be on.
Hey, we can say that.
We outside, man. I appreciate y'all having me.
Nah, blessing, man, for real.
Yeah, thank you for coming out here. We know you're busy. We know you're busy, but thank you for coming in.
Everybody know where you from, what you do.
So my name is Hiphop Mike. I do a radio show on another show on Party 105 in Long Island. I manage an artist by the name of Live Like Davis. I mean, amongst many other things. I do a lot of jobs.
You from Jersey, right?
I'm from Long Island.
I think you was from Jersey this whole time.
No, Long Island.
What part of Long Island?
But I'm in Long Island. I grew up all over the place, though. I was born in Queens. Now I live in East Rockaway, Long Island. I lived in Brooklyn for a minute, Sheepshead. I lived in Florida for a little bit.
Wow.
I've been all over.
So
I'm thinking you were from Jersey.
No, that's the one place I haven't lived is in Jersey.
Wow. I was about to say we could have called you International Mike.
You can. I mean, I've been overseas, not like crazy, but like I've been to like London, Paris, like.
Oh, okay. There you go. You're everywhere.
But no place fancy in Paris or London. Like I've been to the hoods in Paris and London, but.
You did?
It's still overseas,
did
right?
You like Paris?
You fly commercial, it still counts. You go over the ocean.
But did you like Paris?
Oh yeah, Paris was dope. They had.
I hated it.
You didn't like it?
I hated it.
You must have not had a baguette or like any of that.
I had a bagel, when I was out there.
A bagel.
And I took a picture real quick with the Eiffel Tower, and then it was like time to go.
He was a tourist.
Maybe because it was just raining out there when I got there. It was just pouring for like 3 days.
You gotta get the croissants.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long were you out there for?
5 days.
Oh, so you got to really get
so
in
you
the
really
life.
got a chance to check it out.
Okay,
I had some fun. I had a close family friend lives out there. Shout out my man Connor. He showed us like the city. He brought us to the right restaurants. Like, we was chilling.
Okay.
Nice. What's up?
What's your favorite part of Paris?
I went outside of Paris to get this tattoo.
You got a tattoo overseas?
In Paris.
You got to.
Yeah, shout out my man Intox. I was in Paris, and my man Intox, a black bottle boy that happens to also be a tattoo artist.
Oh, word.
Wow.
That's
So
dope.
he put me in a Parisian Uber that went like an hour outside of the city to the hood, and I got tatted up in the hood.
Wow.
So I had the most fun in that hood, but I can't pronounce what it was. It's crazy. Paris is interesting, man.
Wow. So what does the tattoo say?
It's just signatures. It's my grandparents' signature.
Oh, did you about to say you don't even know?
Yeah, nah. It says F the police.
It says up the police?
It says Thug Life on the bottom and F the police on the top. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, okay. So
I was about to like, word?
Yeah, I was about to give him a pound and everything.
Nah, but I'm
What this shit going on?
Life, I'm still repping that Thug Life.
Let me ask you.
That's your, real quick. Is that your only tattoo?
This is the only one, yeah.
Your whole life?
Man.
So you went all the way, you waited till you got to
Was that
Paris.
the goal or no?
It just lined up because I've always wanted it, and it just happened to be that I was there, and then it's like, all right, well, it'd be a cool story to get one here.
Yeah.
Then the dude that did it was like super well known for tatting people in Paris.
Oh,
so
wow.
I was like,
Makes sense.
it made sense. I was like, I get a good story out of it.
So they had like a black ink version out there?
Yeah, well, how much more boring with this story? If y'all was like, where'd you get the tattoo? And I was like, yeah, I went to this spot in Long Island, and they just...
That's
It
true.
wouldn't even be a good story. Now when people's like, what is that? I got a whole story to tell them.
That's true. You gonna get more?
Yeah, probably. I'm waiting for this other dude.
different
I know
type of
this
pain,
other
man.
tattoo artist. Oh, there's this tattoo artist I'm waiting to come here. Like,
Really?
He's in the U.S.
You want to give him his name or not?
I'll give it to you on the ground. I'm gonna
All
give
right,
him his Instagram.
Okay, yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
even
'cause I didn't-
pronounce his name. He's from Belgium, but he goes crazy.
Oh, okay.
But he's good.
He do that type of tattoo or the needle one?
He do Drake's tattoos.
That's the one where you poke in the skin?
I don't even know.
I know that's what
quality.
the Chinese be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you poke the skin.
Oh, they get the hammer.
They get the and they get the ink
That
and they
big-
dip it, right?
Yeah. I ain't ready for that one. I ain't ready.
Wow,
Nobody hammering away at my skin.
Let me ask you, why the name Hiphop Mike?
Twitter, man. Twitter gave me that name.
Oh, they did?
That's actually not a great story, but I was like, Cypher Sounds was calling me Doughboy because I was like coming from working at a pizzeria every day. And I was like, I can't be called Doughboy. And like right around that time, Rosenberg told me sign up for Twitter. So I get on Twitter and I just use one of them name generators. And it's like, what do you like? I was like, hip hop. What's your name? Mike. It was like Hiphop Mike. I just
went with it.
It was
cool.
available.
Word?
Like, know how hard it is to find usernames that's available? Like, I was on there, like, Hiphop Mike's available. I have to do it. Then David started calling me HHM, so I was like, HHM's
I was wondering what the HHM, okay.
Hiphop
Then it's
Mike.
the Hiphop Mike,
It's a
yeah, it
cooler
makes sense.
name. I let
And Twitter
David
gave you
give
that
me the
name?
sauce.
You give it a sub, that's
You
dope.
hit up Twitter, say thank you?
Yeah.
talking about Rosenberg, I remember back, like even before I knew you, whatever.
Okay.
I saw that you posted something talking about how Rosenberg helped you to get you where you get your start of where you appreciate you because you was in the streets or something like that, and he saw something in you.
Yeah,
and you gave homage to him. I know, I saw that.
Sure.
That's what's up.
I've been through a lot, man. I mean, he definitely, like, I came across Rosenberg, like, 2008. We was at Rock the Bells, and I had just graduated high school. And I had ran into him, like, a couple times before that at Rock the Bells years earlier, and we had spoke on MySpace. Like, I sent a blast.
MySpace.
Wow. Everyone at HOT97 on MySpace, and he's the only one that wrote back. So he was, like, familiar. But by the time he gave me an opportunity to just, like, drive him around and be, like, kind of part of his world as an assistant, that's really, like, what I owe my whole life changing.
So that's how you got into Hot 97? Or?
Yeah, I mean, after some time, like, at first, I was just helping him out on the fly, so I wasn't even at the radio station, nothing.
Oh, you just rolling with him?
Yeah.
I was helping out.
Well, I was working at Sleepy's, and I was working pizzerias. Like, I had, like, 3 or 4 different jobs, and I would just drive him to events. Anytime I wasn't working a job, I would be, like, in the car driving him somewhere.
It's crazy when you think about, like, when you first started, just that journey.
It's that one person. It's that one person to help you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you would never know. You know, you just doing a favor, like, I got you, yo, and then all of a sudden.
I think, like, Rosenberg put it best. He said to me one time, it's like life is a series of small wins. So it's like, I try to look at it like that. It's like even just being able to drive him was a small win.
Yeah.
Quitting Sleepy's to go on Hot Street Team was a small win.
Because that's your extra boost in your career. You know, you never know where it's going to get you.
Yeah.
Did you always want to do radio?
Not necessarily. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I still don't know what I want to do. Like, I mean, I feel like management is the main thing that I want to do now, but because I really like connecting dots and I love the hustle. But radio, I really stumbled into. Like, I was just good at talking, I guess, from cutting hair and like being at a shop all day.
You cut hair?
Yeah, I was a barber.
Get a lineups. I'm looking bad too.
I told you, international Mike. He did everything. He did everything.
Yeah, this came unexpected.
He did everything.
Oh, it's in New York City. If you're not doing everything, you're playing yourself.
Yeah, you gotta be a hustler.
Everything. I got a dollar van outside. We gonna hit Utica after this. It's not.
You already know. You
already
know. It's busy on Sundays. It's busy on Sundays.
I get from Kings Plaza up to church. I got you. Like, I'm your guy. We hit that Utica dollar van.
Yeah.
But nah, like, you got to, man.
You gotta do everything. That's true. And I kind of saw that, like like I said, I did looked into you, and I saw like the hustle, and how you start from the bottom and you work your way up, and like you're like a role model of mine, to be honest, because that's how I'm trying to do, you know, work my way up, you know.
Nah, you doing it. We in a TV studio. I don't even have a TV studio.
All you gotta do now is drive him around. You never know. You never know what's gonna happen. Just drive him around, you know. I'll get in the back seat, guys, be the assistant with him, and then we'll figure it out.
You guys still work. Rosenberg ain't throw me, like, he let me be around him, but he ain't throw me.
He got you in the door, and that's what matters.
That's
cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Work, man. He always made me work and earn it, for real.
That's good.
There's nobody that could say that, like, I was really just handed anything. So it's like, you gotta grind.
You gotta grind, yeah. That's true.
And people don't understand that, especially where you come from. They don't understand it. They think that, you know, you was born like this, you know.
I mean, I think, like, it's with me, I got a different situation because I'm just a random white boy, and, like, I got out the hood, and I'm not one of these dudes that takes pride in being from the hood. Like, I really take pride from getting out. So it's like, now it's kind of weird because I think people kind of look at it as like, I was never in the hood. I don't know nothing about. I can't relate. Like,
which hood you was in?
I've been everywhere, bro. I lived in Hempstead for a minute.
I can relate to him
I was
with this
in Queens for a minute. Like, bro, I've been all over the place. And it's like, I was never on no real hood-ish. Like, I hustle a little bit. I broke into some cribs. Like, I would rob some people. But, like, I was never about, like, killing, like, gangbanging.
I have a good question for you because I can relate to this. Have you ever got to a point where, you know, you probably went to school with people from your hood, but being that you're as successful, probably more than them, or whatever the case is, they start comparing and contrasting and feeling away?
I went to 5 high schools, so, like, I went to school with so many different kids that it's like, I was friends with a couple, but I never really...
You was in your own lane.
Yeah, I've always been a loner. Like, I never really had time to be going out with a lot of kids. Like, when I went to more, like, privileged schools, you could say, they would go, like, travel together. They'd go to, like, AC for the weekend. Like, I always had, like, multiple jobs. So I never had a lot of friends outside of people I worked with or, like, the 1 or 2 friends that I knew.
Because you was always working.
Yeah, so like by the time things kind of came around, I already knew who I was rocking with because it's like when people started trying to be my friend, I was like, y'all wasn't my friends in school.
That's the way it should be.
That's how it's always gonna be.
Because they come afterwards, but when you need them right there and there, they're not there to like give a hand.
I think you feel the energy though. Like even now, there's kids that hit me from high school that I know in high school like would have been cool kids. We wasn't on the same.
At the time, it's like
wow.
Yeah, but if you went to high school with me at any point, like you could still hit me, and if you're not being on some extra stuff, like we cool. Like it's all love, especially if you
not just trying to get in.
Like
exactly.
Yeah. So
back then, did you know the direction you wanted to go with in life? As far as a profession or anything like that?
All this chose me. I didn't know what I wanted to do.
No sports?
Wow.
Nah, I mean I played sports like middle school, but then like by the time I started getting in like trouble, I went to this group home when I was like just coming in. Like I went to high school for 1 year in Florida for 9th grade. Came back to New York. So that's when I started like busting little jugs and running around. And then I got in trouble. I went to a group home for like 2 years. Wow. So when I came out the group home, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Like I came out and just kind of started working at a restaurant, and like every job I had, I thought that was what I was gonna do. I'm like, all right, I got a restaurant job. I'm gonna be a pizza man, restaurant owner. I got a barber job. I'm gonna open a shop. Like, and then music just was always something that stayed consistent. Like before, when I was in middle school, I was selling mixtapes. Like I was always listening to music.
Your own mixtapes?
Nah, I would go buy mixtapes, copy them, and then flip them.
Make your own money. I understand where coming from. Like,
I was burning tapes off LimeWire. I was hustling.
I miss those days.
He was
Forcewire and LimeWire.
He was a DJ Clue Mike of the streets.
Real talk. I was living when I was really young and living in Queens. I used to hang out on Steinway and 30th Ave. There was this store over there. My man Najee had like this CD spot.
Yeah.
I'm out from Flushing, that's what I'm asking.
They got a lot of hookah spots over there.
This is before it was super like
lit.
European.
Yeah, now it's crazy.
This is like they were selling mixtapes. Like this is early. Like this had to be 2001. I was like 11, 12 years old.
Oh wow.
I would go up the block. I was working at my cousin's hair salon. I was sweeping the floors, and I would go up the block with the tips and buy mixtapes. And then I'd come back to LI and make copies and just hustle them in school. And then once I finished middle school, I moved to Florida, all that. I kind of just was into music in Florida because like there was nobody out there, so I was like the hip hop kid, whatever.
Gotcha.
Then I came back, and it's just music's always been something that's like all of us. Like I think everybody's just like
connected to it.
When you on a train, a bus, when you traveling around, like you just got headphones in, and it just is built in. So like I never planned to be in music, but when I was sitting in the group home and like I'm there for a year and a half at that point, when I start messaging people at HOT. That's all I was doing was listening to music or like staring at walls. Like there's nothing to do in the group home. Yeah. So that's what made me really reach out and be like, can I do anything with y'all as far as music goes? Because I didn't really know anything else. I didn't learn barbering and all that till after.
That's afterwards.
Streets.
Wow.
So yeah, I think it chose me because like it really, like I won tickets to Link Rosenberg and Rock the Bells every year. Like it was never something that I really like knew how to pursue.
So that's how you kind of met him, but besides the emails, you kind of seen him a lot.
So I mean, I met him 3 times before we started working together in person, and the first 2 times was like I was driving home one night from like working this job. I would work for like a photography job on the weekends, so they would send us to like Connecticut, Jersey, all over. And I'd go to the party, you take pictures, and then like people pick a frame, and you just put the pictures in a frame. So I'm driving back one night from like Connecticut. It's like a 2-hour drive. I'll just listen to radio. And Lil Nat was on the overnight at the time. She did like a contest.
Homie, shout out to Lil Nat.
She was on at the time doing a contest for Rock the Bells. I texted in, and then next thing you know, my phone rang. I won the tickets.
By the time you got in, was she still there, or?
I'm not. Oh, nah, she wasn't there when I started working. But when I went to go pick up the tickets that time, and then I go to the show, I had seen Rosenberg backstage at the show, and I like was able to finesse my way backstage. Like my cousin knew somebody who was a DJ that got us in, and he just remembered me from messaging him on MySpace. So that was the first time we met.
Okay.
I asked him if he needed help with anything, if I could work. He kind of told me go to school. So Rock the Bells ends. I leave. Summer ends. I go back to school.
He wants you to stay focused.
Yeah, well, he's like, if you go to school, you can get like an official internship. But I was just not focused on school. Like I graduated high school. I started Brooklyn College, And like I just was terrible at it. I was like more focused on.
How far did you get in Brooklyn College?
Like 3 months. Like
yeah, that's kind of it's a really good school, but it's really tough.
Yeah, I mean I did good. Like my grades was up, but I was inconsistent.
Your mind was elsewhere, right? Because you saw something.
Well, I was making money. Like I was working all these jobs and making money, so school was taking away from my money, and I was paying rent. It's just
especially if you don't want to go there. It's not for you. It's not for you.
Yeah, I didn't feel the vibes. Like I wasn't feeling it, but I was really trying to make him happy. Like on some, yo, I'm in school. What can we work on? Like,
but at the same time, you got to support yourself. So I understand the difficulty in that. You didn't have nobody to give you a hand. Nobody there. It was you by yourself trying to grind and make your way in the world.
Spot in Sheepshead, I was paying like $700 a month, and it was just like pay rent and work,
and that's it.
Is it a lot of pressure being Hip Hop Mike?
I don't know, man. I don't. It's just pressure being me. Like I don't know if being Hip Hop Mike, it probably adds to it, I guess. But like I don't really take too much weight towards anything.
Because I know when you in a place like a Hot 97 or even Power 105 or any headquarters, and people know you, it's like that can add on. So for certain people.
I mean, it definitely can. Like, it added a lot more energy to, like, the phone and the DMs. Like, people is really trying to tap in all the time, but I think it's only as much as you allow yourself to get carried away with it. Like,
That's true.
Because it's, at the same time, I can't respond to everybody. Like, I respond to who I can. But, like, it's all about how you look at things and what kind of energy you get stuff. Like, I'll be stressed the hell out all day, and a lot of times for, like, the dumbest stuff. But, like, as far as things that come with, like, me being, I guess, a personality or, like, recognizable, I know when people are just trying to talk to me for that stuff. And it's just, like, I don't give it any energy. Like, I don't have time, patience, none of that for that.
It's not genuine.
Cool, that's cool. But you know what? I understand how, because, you're a down-to-earth person. And at the end of the day, who's down-to-earth and who got a motive or whatever the case may be. So
I just think you can't take nothing super serious. Like everybody learns it first with relationships. Like when you were in middle school, and it's like the girl you really like don't like you back. Like, and then it's the girl that you don't like that loves you. Like it's the same thing with everything in life. It's like if you really, really is like focused on something and not focused on like what you could do to kind of grab like that, let that come to you. Yeah. But rather you chase it, it's always gonna get away from you. So
That's true.
Like I don't give this too much weight. I just like talking, I have fun with it. Like, I want to make sure everything's clean and done professionally, but like as far as like chasing something, I'm not sure. Like I just like working hard and giving everything my best shot.
You see, everybody, that's a major jewel you just dropped. Major tip and jewel. That's how it's supposed to be.
It's all about intention. If you got good intention, it's like everything else kind of
falls in place.
Yeah, and you can't control timing. Like straight up, you gotta just you gotta work with what you got.
Let me ask you, what was the out of the years you've been doing it? What was the most craziest interview or craziest event that happened at the studio?
I'm glad you asked
that.
At the studio?
Yeah. Something that was like, you was like, wow, this is nuts.
It's tough, see, because I'm at the studio a different time than most people. So
usually
like,
late, right?
Yeah, I do midnight till 6 a.m. So like for the past 4 years, I barely see anybody at the studio.
That's a different hustle.
Yeah, the overnight is different.
You had the Ciroc Studios one.
Yeah, but from what you, from those hours, from what you've seen,
some stuff,
what's
like,
the craziest?
Nothing super crazy, but like I've like seen when Kanye came, like just it's a different energy at the station. Like when Bernie Sanders came and like Secret Service was all over the building.
Really?
Like, that was crazy.
Wow, Secret Service
they didn't
for Bernie Sanders like that?
Really?
Was,
like,
was they trying to stop you from coming in when you got there?
Scanned us, everything.
Wow.
Like, no joke. When they bring like
especially if I worked there and you scanning me. It's like, damn.
And was it a lot of Secret Service for Bernie Sanders?
Every floor had Secret Service on it.
I didn't know the Secret Service followed the politicians like that.
Yeah,
because remember, once they get into that.
No, I know when they get in office, it's different, but I didn't know before office they're like that.
Running for office, like they
on it. Wow.
Somebody out there, ready to give it up.
That was a crazy day for sure. I can't say anything like super drama filled. Like I read Angie Martinez's book, and it sounds like things was crazier before I got there.
Back in the day, right?
But I don't know. I see a different side of it. Like I'm not necessarily super in the mix of like the club stuff, so I don't really see a lot of that.
Or the politics and stuff.
Yeah, I just kind of do my own thing. Like I'm friends with everybody. I get along with everybody, but it's just like I stick to my lane and I stay away from the drama. Like. You know,
because it can't get mixy.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Any corporation, like headquarters, can get. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, I don't want no drama with nobody. Like anybody that comes to me at the HOT or anywhere else, it's like it's all love. And if there's some drama,
you just want to walk away from it. You're not gonna be a part of it.
None
None
I'm
of
too
that.
grown for it. It's like one little thing always ends up becoming a whole headache.
Yeah, you don't need that. It's not no little kids.
Yeah.
That's why it's crazy when the adults
not.
act like little kids and get into little beefs and stuff.
Nah, that's for sure. I mean, at HOT, we fortunate. Like at HOT, I think the majority of people get along. Like I haven't seen anybody beef or anybody fight or even argue about stuff that's like serious. So I mean, we like a family.
There's
over
mad
there.
love up there.
That's good.
Definitely a lot of love up there.
Question. Talk about Summer Jam. Is that one of your favorite events?
We can, yeah. It's definitely up there. It's one of my favorites. I don't know if it's my favorite necessarily because of like the show, because I don't always get to see the show. But like, I love running around MetLife Stadium. Like, I see all the artists backstage. Like, so I mean, the concert's always amazing. Like, I always hear great things, and I'm mad.
But backstage is a zoo.
Yeah,
backstage
I have
is
mad
fun to backstage, right?
Like,
I used to work with HOT97. Backstage is a zoo, yo. Like,
so I have
like
fun, but I'm not like I don't even get to see the show. It's like one of the only shows I don't get to watch.
Trust me,
because you're backstage and you're seeing everything going on, meeting a lot of people. Wow, that's
like,
cool.
Yeah, so.
It's a different type of world backstage, yo. Like, for real.
Would you rather be backstage or watching the show?
It depends who's performing. It depends.
It really depends on who's performing.
Yeah, but Summer Jam's like work for all of us. Like people don't realize too, like if you work at HOT97, Summer Jam is like your least favorite show because it's like you're working, but you know it's awesome for the fans.
Yeah,
so it's like
sure.
we're all kind of just like behind the scenes, kind
of. Oh wow,
like oh,
part of it. You're part of it.
Everybody's like, yo, did you see this? And like, nope, man. Missed it. But like it's great. Like
you still did what you had to do. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, like especially when you like backstage and you see like Mgmt flying through with a quad, you're like, what's he about to do with that? And then the next day, everybody's posting, like all the media outlets is like, Meek brings squad on.
Yeah. You're like, damn, I didn't get to see that.
Yeah, you see like Billy Ray Cyrus walking in, you're like, oh, Lil Nas is here? Like 10 minutes before it actually hits the stage. It's like, that's the cool part of it is like,
it's a surreal,
really seeing everything go down right
bro.
before it hits the stage.
That's good, that's good.
How do you feel about hip-hop in this era?
I love hip hop. I don't think hip hop like exists in like a kind of defined way anymore.
Yeah.
But I think that just music in general and like what stemmed from like traditional hip hop is dope. Like it's really.
Because you got some people that be like, oh, I miss when it was like Nas and them, and it's like
and outdated. Like, straight up, like you can't. They stubborn and outdated. I don't care. Like I say it because you could be mad about X, Y, and Z, but like people was mad about your X, Y, and Z, and it's like
that's what I said. I said, I bet you like Nas' era probably hated the era before his.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
true.
Yo,
you know,
people hate change. This is a conversation I've been having because. Like low key, I've been trying to think like you know when you just got something in your mind, you like yo I know a great idea is coming. Like I know I'm on the verge of something great.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to think of like what's my idea that's like Instagram or whatever. Like
the next big thing.
That could be some big thing.
Yeah.
And it really all comes down to like what is the next thing that's gonna allow the kids to really try and get adults' attention.
Yeah.
Because if you think about anything that blows up to that capacity. It's always something that allows the kids to have a bigger voice that makes adults look at them. And then us as adults always is like, how can we get that control back? But like really, the kids have control of what's happening. So it's like...
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts with it, is like music.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you feel like it's the younger kids that kind of like control the direction it goes?
Yeah.
Well, it's starting to be that way.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, the younger kids don't give a damn about anything but not conforming. Like I think as a kid, just no matter what you listening to, where you from, whether it's country, hip hop, rock,
which is both good and bad in this era. Because even yesterday I was talking to a few cats in West 4th Street, and they was talking about how like they don't like the new generation of rap. But I'm like, you have to look at not only what's marketable, but the kids is what's taking over.
Well, there's two sides to it. It's like there's two sides to every story. Like
sure.
The kids is like it's good to take from an OG, the
Definitely,
lessons. But at the same time, it's like
you can't criticize.
Don't lose the positive in trying to get the new. You know what I mean? So it's like there's still things that I learned from the OGs that's like stapled in my morals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mean,
sure.
like,
That's the
they got
format it
this
should
right.
go. Yeah.
But when it comes to evolution, it's like there's also stuff that can be learned from evolution, and it's like you can't fight it. You can't be stubborn and fight the evolution. You gotta accept it and try and learn from it.
Ride with the wave. If you gonna ride with the wave.
And you know, it's so crazy that I think, like at first I wasn't, you know, when it first changed, the whole game changed or whatever. At first it's like, oh man, no.
When
now,
was that time? Just out of curiosity, when did you?
When did I feel that time?
Feel like it really?
You want a year or a certain artist that took it to a different direction?
Whatever you think is.
We talking about new artists?
No, I'm talking about like when the hip hop started, like, because you know they say that now it's not lyrical.
I just like asking people because for everybody it's a different time.
It's a different time.
If you ask Flex that, he's gonna say one thing. You ask Rosenberg that, he's gonna say another. You ask me that, I'm gonna say another.
Yeah.
My time, I would say,
sense.
a year. I can't give a year. I mean, I can't give it a year, but I can give you a range of the time. Probably, I would say, within the last 10 years, I would say.
Okay.
When things started changing direction or whatever, like when they started coming out with the, you know, the
You saying
mumble.
like Kanye, like post Kanye, like right after.
Post Kanye, and when the newer guys, like when the direction went from like I would say the Migos. When the
Okay.
Migos came,
Migos
when the
changed.
Migos started it started changing a little bit. That's
agree.
kind of what
That
changed
was,
the
like,
thing.
the last
So now,
real-
yeah, because they came with a different style, and then everybody started copying that style and jumping on it, and kind of make it seem like the youth. That's the kind of rap
I
they like.
agree.
Yeah.
The rap.
See,
So
I
I
can go
would
with
say
that.
during
I
that time.
think we in the cusp of it changing again with Lil Nas X.
Yes.
Low-key. Like I think.
Yes,
that-
that's-
Yeah,
he's
he
the next
brought a
change,
different
yes,
thing.
yes.
Like that's
he
something
did.
totally different what he
Yeah.
brought to the table.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
granted, we'll still have more. Like I think the baby's fire, and I think he's
Yeah.
more on that Migos wave of like that, and I think there's
But-
still a lane for it.
But
Yeah.
it's like Lil Nas X brought like a new type of sound.
Yeah.
A new
He just
style.
switched
He
it up.
he
did.
merged the genres, and that's what I like about him. Like, so,
I mean, there's people like it's been gradually, but he's the one that's gonna get the credit. But like,
once you break a
Post
record,
Malone been kind of merging the genres.
I'm with you on it. Yes,
Post Malone
yes.
did too.
Like, there's
Yes,
a couple
yes.
of artists that's been doing it. Live Like David's been doing it longer than everybody. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's again, it's the people that get credit is like he had the one viral song and
That
then
went
look
over
at
there,
it,
yeah.
That's really off of TikTok, and that's a whole TikTok's another thing that's like
That's killing.
that's transitioning.
People are telling me
I was-
again that-
It's the kids.
I was gonna ask you that.
It's the kids.
Oh, look, for me, right? Because
Yeah,
I
kids
mean,
matter.
I don't know
When
what
it comes to
TikTok
this.
is. I mean, I saw you talk about TikTok. I see people talk about TikTok.
never seen it?
Tell me about
Telling
TikTok.
you.
No, I seen it. I know what it is. But tell me about
I
TikTok,
don't want to
because
tell
I'm
nobody about TikTok. Y'all find TikTok and just make sure you follow underscore Uncle HHM.
because I see you're big on that
Follow
now.
My homeboy has a TikTok. and he
But tell me
told
more about TikTok, because
Nah, I'm not telling nobody. If
No?
you don't know about TikTok,
Nah, you gotta know about TikTok.
you gonna come
I
on
just
there
can't
late
get
and
with
be
it.
mad
I
that
can't
we
get
viral.
with it.
That's-
Okay.
But you know
I
what?
gotta do a little
You
bit.
gotta
Personally,
get on
Okay,
there.
okay,
I feel like
okay.
TikTok is
Okay.
good for like a music artist or a dancer.
Okay.
Me
I see.
personally.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I'll be brief on TikTok.
Okay,
but
thank you.
I don't want to tell everybody about TikTok because I feel like it's the first time I'm early on some social media-ish.
Okay, I was not.
And I'm still
okay.
a little late, but like TikTok is just like the improved Instagram in a sense.
Really?
Minus the pictures.
I'll
It's
say
like,
with a little bit of Vine.
yeah, it's
like
straight
Vine as well.
It's definitely
Okay.
a lot
Like Vine,
like,
yeah.
Okay.
But it's just more fun.
But it's
not-
easier to get followers on TikTok.
Facts.
It's
Yeah?
really
Okay,
what?
I'm gonna
And
look
it's,
at
Yeah,
it.
like-
and it's easier to dodge hate, and it's easier.
Because you're just
to
having
see
fun on there.
positivity.
There's nobody
I
in
get it.
like
Kids
trying to be
having
competition.
fun.
Yeah, it's really fun on there.
Okay, so look out soon, Spontaneous 7,
And,
TikTok.
and advertisers haven't learned.
Get your ideas ready though. Your ideas gotta be ready on
Advertisers
TikTok.
Got you,
haven't
got
canceled
you.
it up yet.
Okay, okay. Sounds good, sounds good.
Yeah, TikTok's where
TikTok.
it's at. Do
Yeah,
that.
okay, I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna get back to you on that. I'm like, yeah, I like that TikTok.
I'm telling you, it's
But-
so easy to go viral on it.
Yeah, but real quick about the how the game changed and all that. Now I feel that it's great because anybody could be an artist, anybody can make money these days. Back in the day, there was a format of how you're supposed to get signed and how you're supposed to get money. Now it's different. Anybody can make money.
Yeah.
So I like it now because everybody can collect a bag. It's for the people. Everybody can become an artist, a big star. And you
that's true.
don't need the labels no more to push you or make you big.
But that's 50-50 at the same time, don't you think?
Kind of, sort of, but remember, people have breakout hits. That like Bobby Smurda, he dropped that thing. He didn't have no engine behind him. It just got hot in the streets, and then everybody want to jump on it.
I think in this era, it also comes with the
What
kids.
do you think about
See,
Mike?
I think the streets is their own engine. Like that's
Yeah,
the thing.
Yeah.
The streets.
It's super hard to say because I mean, at the end of the day, you got artists like Bobby that's coming up that the internet just catches it, goes viral. Lil Nas X is a great example of that
Exactly.
too. But at the same time, it's like there's traditional ways that work also. And I think the plus side is that it's like there are more ways to get on. But the negative side is because there's so many different ways to get on, a lot of kids that are artists and creatives, they're not trying to be themselves anymore. It's like being yourself has almost become like not like it's the coolest thing to do, but like it's not the coolest.
Really?
Yeah, like
yeah, and people have the wrong like conception of it because I think also to be viral, it's like what is like you could be viral if you're an egg. Low key, like you could be an egg and be viral just as much as if you Fatboy SSE and really talented and funny. So it's like
It's true.
Yeah.
I think ultimately the lesson that we need to learn that we're not learning is like just be you. And I think that's where we're gonna get the best quality music, the funniest videos.
I always say just enjoy life.
But at the
Just
same
be yourself.
time,
Be yourself.
The system is built in a way that it like almost makes you not be able to be you. And if you're you, it's like it's frowned upon.
You make it look past.
But if you do something great and it's you, then you get past it, right?
If you get the attention.
If you
but
get
like
the
that's the
attention.
thing is like I might be the most stylish dude ever. I still gotta fight through 100 kids in the line of Supreme. You know? And it's like not
true.
that Supreme ain't fly, but it's like you could tell if you're really down with with what goes on. Like I'm even disconnected. Like I really follow Davis on a lot of stuff, but like I know for sure when I see somebody who just bought it because they had the plug and who really bought it and could style it and like there's kids
Finesse
that
it
buy
and stuff.
$1,000 hoodies and then they just take razors to them. Like that's really the fashionable kids.
They finesse it. Yeah, you're right.
So it depends. Like it's just the culture is so open to you for you to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that judgment is like really stunting people taking chances and really evolving in creative ways.
Gotcha.
In my opinion.
All right, I respect that.
So, got a quick question.
What's up?
How does it feel to be the person that's being interviewed?
Oh, it's
Rather,
lit.
you're on the other side of the
I
seat
love
now.
being interviewed.
Yeah.
I don't have to go and cut this audio up. I don't have to edit. I don't have to add beds.
That's my job.
Yo, I can show up, be on camera, and be out.
And just
Yeah.
dip.
And then walk out the door. Yeah.
I made it. Nah,
Oh,
good stuff.
man.
I'm glad you enjoy that part.
Yeah, nah,
Don't
honestly,
remind me doing all the work I got to do
I'm
afterwards.
happy
Don't
on
remind
either
me.
side. Like I'll be honest. I love talking to people, so I'm happy on either side. Like I don't love entertaining people. Like I don't love when the job is like you have to entertain people.
Yeah.
I like being able to just be me. So like when I'm on somebody else's show, I feel less pressure to like have to have an agenda. Auntie's in the building.
Oh, that's your auntie?
Hey.
Yo, that's my auntie's in here. Hi,
Hey.
auntie. I'm sorry, I'm messing up the production of this.
No, it's okay.
Shout out to
Y'all
auntie.
ever see me on live?
Yeah, shout out to auntie.
We're gonna let Auntie in the
Auntie
studio.
in.
Oh, okay,
Go
yeah.
ahead,
Auntie gonna need to stand behind me or something. Come in, Auntie.
No,
this way.
come
That
this
way.
way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if
we're gonna
y'all-
bring her in.
If y'all don't know, the IG auntie, I go live with her all the time.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
she's just this old ass woman that I'm like, get her old ass up here. You old as
Hey,
hell.
auntie.
Open the door.
Come here, auntie.
Auntie, come back.
Come here, auntie. Come talk in my microphone real quick. Say hi to the people.
Hi, people.
Instagram auntie built like a Shanti.
And I'm only 35 years old.
Yeah, you're not 35. Whoa, you flipped them numbers.
Hey.
What's going on? Nice to meet you.
Yo, Dave, you guys are the whoa.
What's up? All right, get off the camera, auntie. We're going back to the
Thank
show.
you for coming.
Thanks, auntie. I
Going back
appreciate
to
it.
the
Thank
show. You got your 5 minutes of fame. Get your ass out of here.
More like 5 seconds.
Lucky she got 5
She about to go viral for real on TikTok.
Nah, auntie's more lit than all of us, high key. Like,
Now I can see that. Yo, see the hoodies, the Nikes. like,
cool.
okay.
she's a
They're
perfect
welcome.
example of the question you asked. Like,
Really?
as far as me being interviewed, like the most fun I have ever, as far as entertaining people, is being on live with auntie.
Oh,
And
really?
it's the most organic. It's just energy, man. Like I could be getting interviewed by people that's not as cool as y'all, and it would be less fun than my job.
Okay.
I could be interviewing somebody that's less fun, and it'd be more fun to be here. It's really about who you around more so
That's
than
true.
like
The
That's
energy.
true. The energy.
if you on the show or doing the show.
Yeah, that's true. The energy makes
I
everything.
appreciate all the love, man. Thank you, man.
Appreciate y'all.
I'm glad you
Yeah,
came.
yeah.
That, what, you thought I was gonna come?
You never know out here, man.
No. I appreciate it. Nah, you,
Outside today.
Now, when he said you was coming, I'm like, oh, Mike, all right. Now it's the other way around now.
yeah. Yo,
Over here.
Mike, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. If we wrap
coming.
this up, though, I gotta add one thing.
Oh no, we're not gonna. I mean,
Oh,
we're not gonna wrap it
yeah,
up. I just want to get this out. You know, I just want to get this out.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time, because when I met Mike, I pulled him aside for a quick second. He gave an opportunity for me to speak to him, and I think that's very
Man,
big,
it's
because
love.
most people don't do that. You know, when they get given a status or whatever. They think they're above the rest. But
You gotta tell
sincerely,
them where we was, bro.
we was out in Brooklyn. we was
was
on a
giving away
fundraiser,
backpacks to
backpacks
the
for his
kids.
kids, back to school.
If I acted
He came out for
Hollywood
back to
there,
school.
If
Yeah.
I act Hollywood at a backpack giveaway, please.
Back
I'm
to
like something
school.
wrong. I'm like something
Yeah,
wrong.
it was for the
If
kids.
you'd have called me and told me that, I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
yo.
it was for the kids. He came and he gave back, and we had fun that day. He brought artists were out.
He said, I
big-
can't. We was there. We was all there giving
Yeah,
away
we all-
backpacks
yeah.
to the kids.
That's what's up.
You a great dude, man. I
Thank you.
appreciate you even inviting me. You ain't even have to pull me
thank
aside.
you.
Like, come on, bro. It's
Thank
all
you,
love.
thank you, bro. I really appreciate it.
And y'all.
Definitely,
No,
bro.
definitely.
And shout out to
But, yeah.
Auntie.
Yo, shout out to Live Like Davis. Wacky is out now. Salad is on the way. Coming.
And those are your artists. Okay, we
Yeah.
definitely got to have them on the show.
Yeah, bro.
Now you got to
know
bring
what
them on
I'm
the
saying?
show.
Gotta bring 'em on.
Live Like Davis gets a bag to go everywhere. You know.
Yeah, okay.
Boy, yeah.
Okay. He put it out there.
I'm
Okay.
gonna make a call though. Listen, on management, we gonna see. Maybe we can get him to come through. You know.
Okay.
When the album comes.
What's his
you know,
what's his project dropping?
Oh, well, we working on a single right now, and then he has a project coming either the end of the year or the top of the year that's gonna be crazy.
Okay.
Like,
Which artist right now you're pushing first that you have
Live
that's
Like
about to drop
Davis.
something? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the GOAT right there.
Okay.
On
He has a single out right now.
yeah, he got Wacky out right now. Amongst
What can
many
we
other
find? What can
records.
everybody can find it?
All DSPs. That's digital streaming platform. You got iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon. You just type
Everywhere.
type LLD on the gram and everything gonna come up.
Got you.
LOD.
He's a little guy.
Straight
Gotcha.
up.
Sounds good. That sounds good. All right. Well, definitely got to have you. Anything else you want to add?
Y'all mind talking management for a second? I just want to put that out there.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
talk about
definitely,
management. Okay,
definitely.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
man,
hang
he
on.
did,
Tell
he
us,
did say in the beginning that his
well,
focus was management.
yeah,
as
management.
well.
So you want to be a big time.
Well, nah, my only reason
Which
for
you
really
are.
wanting to talk management is
Okay,
to
got it.
talk about myself. But
Okay,
like
got it.
more so, I assume a lot of artists watch this, right? Like
Yeah,
I have a lot of
definitely.
up and coming
A lot.
artists.
Yeah.
So like artists is watching this. It's so easy to get caught up in situations that's not genuine. It goes in hand with what we talking about with
Yeah.
like being guests on shows or whatever. It's all about
Have
your team
your
and who you
best
got
interest.
around you.
For sure.
So like just as much as Davis might be fortunate to have a dude from HOT97, whatever management, I'm way more fortunate to just have an artist that's like really humble, that works hard, that I could vibe with.
Yeah.
Same thing with Auntie. It's like I don't even manage Auntie, but like Auntie's just good people, and it's
Yeah.
like for any artist out there that's looking for management, that's trying to really grind. Make sure that y'all paying attention to who's on your team, what they doing, if they really is a big fan of you, or if they just looking at you as a bag.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I would tell you, man, I seen Jada post something that artists don't need management out here, and it's crazy to me that it's like people ain't trying to come together no more.
That's
so
true.
it's like,
That's true. To get a good team is really hard to find.
yeah,
Very difficult.
That's real
so
true.
I just want to mention management for the sake of saying that, so that artists can pay attention, and also for me, mentioning it like with my own stuff. I love radio and it's dope, but it's fun. But I don't see radio as something that's really like my calling. Like I'm not super into the gossip. I'm not always turned on to entertain people. Like sometimes I'm tired and just turned off. Like, so it depends. Like the management thing is like I just love connecting dots, and that's really what I feel like the calling is. And when I tell y'all Davis got records coming, it's like I'm a dude that's been on radio now for 4 years. I done been around radio for 10 years. Like every day somebody like, I'm next up, I got this, I got that. Just tell y'all, search the name Live Like Davis, because we doing something different that's even blowing my mind and is really rooted in the relationship, because even though I got some plugs, this and that, anybody that's looking out is because they genuine. Anybody that I'm dealing with,
Gotcha.
like, even with y'all, talk to me though, my fault.
No. I'm sorry to cut you off. Could I finish this here?
Nah, I'm just saying, even with y'all, like, it's just, I wouldn't even want to do an interview if y'all wasn't so cool. So for the artists that's out
thank
there
you.
watching,
Appreciate
like,
that, bro.
Thank you.
be
Appreciate it.
mindful of the energy, because that's ultimately, like, to bring this whole convo full circle, I feel like that's really what's killing us out here, is like, we fighting evolution with the kids. We fighting, culturally what music is hitting, what social media apps. We against, like, everything is like, we trying to keep things how it was. And I really think it starts with like the management. A lot of these people, these artists out here is not happy with their teams.
Sure.
They're not trying to
They
work.
take it out on everybody else.
Yeah, so like even if you're an artist, make sure you got people around you that's motivating you to really be yourself and go ham. Like if you management, make sure that you're pushing your artists to do things that's right for them and not just things that's gonna come back on that percentage. Because it's really, that's what's jeopardizing the culture right there is bad management, bad label decisions, bad PRs, is
Doing it for
selfish,
all the wrong
selfish
reasons.
stuff. Like
You're right.
we need to come together.
You're 100% right. Quick question. Live Like Davis, is he around?
Yeah, man.
Because you know what? Because normally we have a Q&A, you know, we have the artists come up or whatever, and you know, the fact that you're not an artist,
I'm not an artist.
We'll give you, how about we do something special?
Show my artist some love.
Yeah, we'll show him some love.
All right.
We'll let him perform.
I mean, I'll ask him if he's down. Let me get on the text with Live Like Davis. Maybe we come right back.
Yeah, we can come right back, and we can probably have him.
Dope.
I'm gonna take him to commercial today.
To be continued.
Yeah, to be continued. And then we'll have him come up another day, and we can interview him fully.
All right, yeah,
but we'll give him, you know, your performance.
I'm gonna chop it up with him if he's down.
Yeah, okay.
You know I'm down, but at the end of the day, the artist got to be the artist. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Ask him. You know, if it's possible. I don't know.
The way Unlimited Sauce, our little management situation is set up is I handle the business and Davis handles all creative.
Okay.
So I know that's not usually management like you have to do this. Nah, like you're saying he knows the culture and the youth better than anybody I know. So I'm gonna ask him if he's with it. He's with it.
No problem. No problem. No problem.
All right, cool.
Sounds good.
That'd be dope. I definitely want to meet him.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna check him out when we done with this.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check him out.
Yeah, check out More Mina too. They coming too. We got it, man.
Okay, sounds good.
We working. This management thing is gonna be different. I'm telling you, it's gonna be different.
So Hiphop Mike, the manager, 2020. Well, he's doing it right now. So
2020
gonna be lit.
You gonna market that more or?
It's 2019 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we already in 3019. Like we in 3019. Nah, real talk. I think next year is gonna be interesting. Like it's gonna be interesting. I gotta tone this set, and this radio thing is like cool, but I've been doing it 4 years. Like.
Got you. But you're trying to take it to the next level.
We gotta tone this set in 2020.
Gotcha.
That's like, and I don't even like I said, I hate people that's like it's my year. We up next. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying.
Just saying 2020.
Pay attention. We've been working, and it's
just
like
be silent.
I'm just reading the timing, and that's what it seems like. We about to stumble into some crazy stuff.
And you have 4 artists, right? You said.
I got 2 artists, but one is a group, so it's like Live Like Davis is really like that's the guy.
Okay.
And then I just started kind of working with More Mina, who's these 2 girls from Jersey.
They're great. I've seen them perform.
You told me about
the backpack.
You told me about them.
Give back.
They're really young.
They are.
They need some work, like as far as just getting everything organized. Like I've only been working with them for 2 months, and it's like me and their dad. His name's Ab. Me and Ab, we be kind of tag teaming like how the business is going. So it's still new, but. My main focus is Live Like Davis. More Mina's on the way. Okay. And besides that, we working, man. Y'all could check the interviews. You could check the gram. Like, we just outside with it. Like, you can catch me at Auntie on Live, doing podcasts, all that.
Okay.
Okay.
Nah, definitely gotta take a look and see what they about. You know, definitely show some love.
I'm telling you, yo, things is gonna be in y'all faces next year. I'm about to get disrespectful. My chill is like, I'm at a chill. Like we about to be on some disrespectful stuff next year. Y'all, Flex ain't gonna be the only one growling on HOT97 next year.
Yeah, he gonna be throwing his different.
Yeah, throwing bombs. You're gonna so you're gonna have you're not gonna have bombs. He's gonna have torpedoes. He's gonna throw torpedoes out.
I might borrow the bomb. We'll see. I don't know if you get mad. I need my own sound effect. Either way, we gonna be growling on that radio. I promise you that. I promise. You know what you should do? You know, you should use an atomic bomb. Like,
how we know?
like you dropped it, right?
Nah, he would be so mad at me. I gotta stay away from all bombs. I need like an air horn that doesn't sound like the Fire Sundays one.
Yeah, he'd be mad as hell with
that. How about this? How about a flamethrower? Like Blaze on TV, get some flames out.
Yo, somebody that's watching this, make me a sound effect that's a flamethrower. Please.
There you go. There you go. First here, Blaze on TV. We give him right there. Yeah.
Nah, I know y'all gonna sue me for 10% of that though. Every time I play it.
Nah.
Every time
you know what?
Like, that was my sound.
He's right.
He's right.
I came up with it right there. We got it on tape.
Yo,
that's some management coming.
Live Like Davis 2020. I'm telling you, it's gonna be bigger than Trump, bro.
Bigger than Trump. Anything bigger than Trump.
Yeah, and don't vote for Trump. Real talk.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. How you feel about?
Yeah, how do you feel about Trump?
How do I feel about Trump? I would take a knee right here. I'm with Cap all day.
Cap all day. There we go.
So my thing is
number
like,
7, right?
I feel the same about
Cap.
Trump as I do about 6IX9INE. To be honest, we want to talk about all the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get into that really quick.
I want to get something deeper.
Really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
How do you feel about Mr. Malibu himself? Malibu Wanted himself. He might be that movie, right? Malibu Most Wanted.
Chapstick.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, how you feel about that?
I think anybody that's surprised by anything Trump's doing or anything 6IX9INE is doing is out their mind. If y'all ever believe that either of them was different than what they showed us going into this, y'all bugging. I will say this, and this is the least popular opinion ever. I don't think 6IX9INE is a snitch, and here's my reason for not thinking he's a snitch. I don't think he's a snitch Because I think to be a snitch, you really have to have been about it at one point. And
Yeah.
then, like, flip.
Oh, okay.
I think
he was never hood. Yeah,
well,
that's right.
I was just talking to Davis about this. If there was an artist that was like a little white boy that they would have signed, right? That's seen everything. If we had like Macaulay Culkin when he was on Home Alone, up on this thing, would y'all be like, Macaulay's a snitch? No, you'd be like, that's just regular. Like,
That's who he is.
Just
You
because,
expected that.
yeah, I think everybody in this situation is dumb. I think if you really about that gang life, like you're not gonna have somebody around you that makes that much noise and draws that much attention.
Yeah, he's making it hot for you.
Yeah,
So,
attention. Yeah.
but it's like it's a combination of people that's really about the gang life, not moving on some real G stuff. Like they was sloppy. You know, it's about a kid that really was never built for that. Making the most of it.
Facts.
And I really think it's the best example we've seen of like just what fame does to everybody. Because it don't matter if you're the most street kid, if you're the most creative, if you talent, don't matter where you from. That fame will have you jeopardize anything else. Whether it's bad business, good business, it's just like, I think to call him a snitch and be angry, like actively angry about it, is the same thing about being mad at Trump by talking about grabbing girls by the, like, you know what this man was about. You know what,
you know what you was gonna get, and you still let it happen.
Like I'll tell you right now, regular random white kids from Brooklyn that's 14, 15 on the internet is snitching every single day. He was never a gangster kid. So in that point,
civilian.
So it's like you're mad at a snitch for being a snitch. It's just who he is. That's why I'm like, I wouldn't say he's a snitch, because it's like, y'all knew who that kid was. Just because he talking now, he would have talked then.
That's true.
You know, I agree. And same for Trump. It's like anybody that's surprised at what Trump's doing is like, y'all know.
You know what he's about. That's what I'm saying.
And that's the thing, is instead of focusing on being mad and making comments and memes, focus on what's gonna fix it.
To fix it again.
Nobody watches these local elections. Nobody's on C-SPAN watching regular.
Nobody watching that shit.
Like watching a 6-hour, Congress hearing.
You're right.
Nobody's watching it. I'll watch it. Like I
watch it too. In. The debates. You watched the last debate? That was I watched the debates. I wanted to go in. Yeah.
If you really watch everything, you should know.
These
local elections could change it. And if you spend the 5 minutes it takes to walk up the block to go vote at the local elementary school, as opposed to the 20 minutes it takes to find the filters for the memes, you're gonna make change.
No, that's
facts.
You're gonna make change instead of being mad all day complaining about he's a snitch. How about y'all prevent this from happening again? How about we figure out how to keep the real gang stuff out of hip hop? Because the real problem is why is anybody giving this kid money to feed his gang?
Exactly. You're right.
That's true.
You're right.
If he wasn't making money like that, if it wasn't people booking him, if it wasn't people making him money,
you're right.
None of this would be a conversation.
Yeah, nobody would care about
100% right.
Nobody would care.
Nobody looked at it like that. Thank you, Mike, for saying that.
Nobody would care about him.
None of this would be a conversation. So we could be mad about Trump all day, but it's like, how many local elections have you been in since Trump got in office?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I've been to 3. Like, how many?
You're right.
So it's like, come on.
You know what? Maybe you should run Hiphop Mike 2020.
I would never, because I tweet F the police on Twitter because I really feel like that. We can talk about that too if you want.
That's another conversation.
99% of y'all is messed up.
You know what? Let's talk about that for a quick second. We could talk about that. Let's talk about that.
9 out of 10 of y'all is messed up. I'll sum it all up. When it comes to the police, I go food shopping once a week for the past 10 years. 1 out of 10 times, 100 times is the girl at the register rude. I go eat at restaurants all the time. 1 out of 10 times the waitress rude. Y'all get pulled over 10 times. How many times is they rude?
All the time. All the time.
At least 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. That's just plain and simple. There's no, you don't know what to do. There's no reason to be rude. It says on the side of the car, courtesy,
to protect and serve.
Respect. So my thing isn't even so much of what they choking people, they doing all this horrible stuff, but it really starts at the foundation of plain and simple, your job is to protect the community.
Yes.
You should have respect for people.
Yes, sir.
If 9 out of 10 times I'm getting pulled over, I get an attitude, and there's not one other thing, place, or person, there's no other circumstance where you go and deal with people 10 times and get a rude attitude 9 out of 10.
Yes,
the majority of the time, people
Thank you, Mike,
cool.
for saying that. Thank you.
So that's my thing with the cops is if y'all really feel like it's a select few, then how come I'm not saying 9 out of 10 times they were super respectful and polite and I really made a mistake? How many times is it that it's just the attitude, bro?
You should get into politics.
Yeah, you should, man. You should.
They would never let me in politics. I don't have the money, none of that. Let's say my final point though about the police is like I'm not gonna say that I haven't met police that's cool. Like I have. But more times than not, I've met police that's cool in circumstances that they not police, that they is like friends of family or barbecues or all these things. And it's like, I know deep down, like I done lived in Marine Park where it's like the population is, there's a lot of police. I done lived in the hood where there's just no police. And I do think it's a disconnect, but I do think it's more the responsibility of the people that's putting on the uniform to fix that disconnect as opposed to the people having to rise up to demand a fix.
Yeah, I agree.
And a lot of it is just ignorance. Like, I get it. Like, y'all get in the car every day. You deal with a lot of dirty hood-ish. It's the same reason I don't want to be in a hood.
But that still shouldn't give them a
you
reason to
job.
pull up and see you.
Exactly.
And then give it attitude.
My thing is you sign up for it.
You sign up to it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not happy with anything on the radio. I know what I signed up for, and I can't just go on the radio and sound horrible. Like for example, and Rosenberg said this best. He's like, if there's a radio personality that comes on and says some real racist things, he'll be the first one to be like, that's a bad radio personality. Like,
no, you're right.
Because
that's not the job of radio personality.
Yeah, if I'm at a restaurant and I'm a waitress that's bitter about my job because I get a bad table the same way some of these cops get assigned bad precincts, I can't just throw the water on the table and be a nasty, you know, I can't be rude about it.
You chose to go there, so yeah.
My manager won't be bugging out. Like, nobody is keeping these guys in check. And honestly, the ones that's doing the good things is more times than not the rookies and the fresh cops that's not subscribed to the nonsense.
True.
And they get so much pressure from the other ones to hit numbers, to do all these extra, like, you have to prove yourself, and it's no different than being in a gang and proving yourself.
You know, and one more thing. I think it stems from their union, the president, their president. You see how their president move and talks.
But not for nothing, the president's son got into some shenanigans that nobody talks about.
Really? I didn't know about this. I didn't know about this.
Look up Pat Lynch's son. His son got some drama that nobody wants to talk about.
Really?
And I guarantee you, it's like, and that's my thing, is just sympathize. But it comes down to money. It comes down to politics. It comes down to all. Not for nothing, y'all the most responsible people, right? Y'all the most responsible, well-rounded, stand-up people. But y'all can't stand there while de Blasio talks some nonsense. Y'all have to turn your back to him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'll say this. De Blasio is 100% wrong. He was wrong in that circumstance. 100% wrong. 100%. But still, y'all mad at Cap for taking a knee, but y'all turn your back.
Exactly.
How do you feel about the Jay-Z situation?
It's such a contradiction. Hov, I honestly, I don't know how to feel about it because I do feel like Hov has his agendas. I just think it's different approaches. Like, that's my thing, is I think it's different approaches. I do think that Hov and Cap should come together on it. I don't know if that's a possibility. I don't know where lines are drawn as far as the NFL, but that's like, you talking about things that's so beyond my pay grade and like the politics.
No, but it's still good to have that healthy opinion on it. So,
like, in my opinion, I think that at the end of the day, like, I'm somebody who always tries to cut down to, like, the facts. And the fact is like, yo, that boy could play football better than the majority of people that's on the field.
He could. You seen it in his Instagram. He posts the videos.
It's just as much a fact of that as they did give him a settlement. So it's like, I get it. Like, I get where it's at. But in my opinion, it's like there should have been no settlement. There should have been he should have never been off the field, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree.
And that's how I feel.
Because he just voiced his opinion, and that was it. He didn't do nothing on the field that violated any rules.
How many cops got fired for turning their back to de Blasio? How many cops got let go because they was on making a statement? Nope. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
true. It's like, that's my thing. It's like,
what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yo, just be fair, bro. Yeah. Like, just as much as the NFL might be wrong, or Cap might be wrong, or the cops might be wrong, or de Blasio may be wrong, just try and look at it for what it is. Everybody just trying to get their point across. I don't think anybody, like, there's very few people whose intention is to be in a worse place than where they started.
Yeah.
So it's just like, at the end of the day, this guy took a knee for a reason. And it's like, hear him out. And even if you don't agree with him, accept it. Because Like I said, there's other circumstances where y'all don't agree with de Blasio, and nobody is talking about these cops turning their back. The whole force.
Facts.
The NYPD turned their back to somebody because they didn't like to hear what they were being told.
And that was their boss. And their boss.
Straight up. They didn't like to hear what they were being told, so they turned their backs. I don't like to hear a lot of things I'm told. If I turn my back to an officer, there's going to be cuffs on me.
Facts.
Plain it.
Facts.
If I don't like it, if I walk down the block and get on the train right now and they want to search my bag and I say,
fuck you, I'm not gonna do it.
There's cuffs on me.
Yeah.
So my thing is just be fair, because I think just as much the cops got like that because of a lot of bad policy, and it's the same with the NFL. It's just like, let's get this right. There's no reason that cops should be afraid of their bosses not messing with them and what precinct they gonna be in, and they shouldn't have an amount of people.
It's not fair to them.
Like detain and
to make
to
make their numbers, the data.
And it makes it more likely for them to just say, F it, this pays my bills and get carried away. Bro, you know how hard it is? I've had people offer me 20 grand to play a record. You understand? And to say no to that,
sometimes
it's
you
tough.
gotta be willing to walk away from the table.
It's tough, bro. But it's morals and it's a responsibility. And at the end of the day, I have the foresight to say, you know what? If I take this bread and I'm driving around the car I buy with it, somebody gonna say something. So that's my thing. It's like the police have been through enough instances that nobody has said something that it's like it's expected now. And somebody got to be like, nah, I get it's 20 grand, but nah, I get it. You got to
walk away from that table, man. Some people can't do it.
Even in circumstances that's like, yo, it's heated, it's crazy. It's the same thing. People is mad, like, all right, you gonna be the whole Eric Gardner situation. Dude was in a chokehold. He gonna say like, oh, this is policy, this and that. Forget it being policy. How many people around that situation got arrested witnessing a murder? Because I could name 50 kids in Long Island that just caught a murder on their cameras this weekend.
Wow.
A couple weekends ago.
Wow.
And all them kids is getting questioned. So who's questioning? It's just there's such a double standard and there's no camaraderie. And at the end of the day, it's like
Thank you for bringing that up.
I think if people is just real and not scared of what the backlash is, we could really have conversation. And that, to bring this whole Kaepernick thing full circle, I think that's what Hope's doing. And I don't know if it's going to work, but I hope something works because I'm tired of all this shenanigans. Like, I want to see police that's chill. I want to see
good and it's
football
for the community
players that's really more focused on being great and focused on looking great. Like,
yes.
It's just everywhere. I want to see more people on radio that's really that love music. Like,
genuine,
I want to see less academics out there, straight up. Like, I'll take a shot. I want to see less people that's getting over on one thing using another. Like, because that's really 6ix9ine is a kid that if somebody showed him the right way, who would have known what that kid could have did?
Yeah.
Facts. Fat Joe tried to talk to him. A lot of people try to talk to him.
But showing him the right way would have not been profitable right away.
Yeah.
So whatever. I don't know. We could talk all day about this.
You're right. Well, thank you for.
I appreciate y'all giving me the platform.
Thank you.
No.
But you know what? We need more real people like you. You know that's able to get to talk about it and to get it off their off their chest.
You gotta get that deep.
You know.
Yo, look out for Live Like Davis. That's my final point.
LLD. Let's get it.
Here's my thing. I think if at some point we do get ahead of the curve and we in a position where we're influencing, it's gonna be different, bro. It's just gonna be different. I'm tired of the shenanigans. Like, it's got to be genuine.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for
thank y'all.
talking
thank
your voice.
Thank you for that insight.
Yeah, thank you.
Genuine, bro. Y'all genuine. We got to be genuine. That's
right. Facts. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for pulling all those points.
I can't wait to see what LLD could do.
Thank you for being. Thank you for being real. You know, it's just hard, to have a person that's already in the game and doing what they're doing and to be real. You know, you're a real person. You're down to earth.
I just want to see everybody happy.
You love people, and it's good. I love people that love people. At the end of the day, we all people.
Civilians winning, police winning.
Everybody winning.
I want to see everybody winning.
Yeah, exactly, and come together as one happy family. The way humankind should be. We all should be brothers and sisters at the end of the day, no matter what.
Here with no buildings, no nothing, with no clothes, nothing. We'd only be able to live if we huddle together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a great point.
That's just.
But thank you, Hip-Hop Mike, so much for coming out, blazing with us on Blaze on TV.
Oh, we gonna blaze?
I'm mad we ain't got none.
No, we can blaze a little later.
Everybody know where they can follow you at, Mike.
That's right.
Hip-Hop Mike on Instagram. Nah, at Hip-Hop Mike everywhere. And like I said, at Live Like Davis, bro.
At Live Like Davis.
Focus.
LLD, make sure Hip-Hop Mike.
You know what?
His music is crazy.
You know what? I'm gonna make him come. He's gonna perform for us.
All right.
I want to see this guy in action.
Take my phone. Do your best. Good luck.
All right, go. All right, let's see what I can do. Wish me luck, everybody.
Much love.
But anyway, thank you for coming out, and thank you for checking out another episode of Blaze Zone TV. And catch you next time.
Willie P Production.
Love light.
Swipe.
Fast.
What's up?
Yeah.
Wacky, I heard that boy was a coward. You know I'm spinning on Howard. My life a movie, no Kodak, man, shorty on Broward. Hit your top and then I Millie rock. Static high, got the city shot. Dirty hit him, made him diddy bop. In the section with a silly thought. Yeah, they calling me GOAT, but I'm still a rookie. Beat on the cat, I never been pussy. Labels used to overlook me. Now they tryna overbook me. Some of my niggas went off into college. Some in the streets getting busy. Niggas be playing and thinking I'm shy till you get hit with the glizzy. Shorty lifted off the Whitney. I was chillin' till it hit me. Know they solid if they with me. Tell the coppers come and get me. Tryna get high like NASA. Hop in the Ghost and I'm Casper. Mike Jack, get my shorty look better. Shorty mad cause I won't add her. Shorty mad cause I won't add her. Add her. Hang it up. Plasma. Shorty mad cause I won't add her. Hang it up. Plasma. Wacky, I heard that boy was a coward. You know I'm spinning on Howard. My life a movie, no Kodak, man, shorty on Broward. Hit your top and then I Millie rock. Static high, got the city shot. Dirty hit him, made him diddy bop. In the section with a silly thought. Yeah.
Shooting, I spin back then recruiting. Moving, I'm with the Crips and they moving. Bicky, I don't know why she choosing. I'm off the Henny, I'm confusing. I'm lit now, no fusing. A big Porsche when I'm cruising. Baddie, she choosing. And all is winning, no losing. Down at Henny, no goosing. Mark Clan, no goosing. I fucked a baddie named Susan. She fell in love with the dick. She moving wacky and abusive.
Wacky, I heard that boy was a coward. You know I'm spinning on Howard. My life a movie, no Kodak, man, shorty on Broward. Hit your top and then I Millie rock. Static high, got the city shot. Dirty hit him, made him diddy bop. In the section with a silly thought. Yeah, Wacky, I heard that boy was a coward. You know I'm spinning on Howard. My life a movie, no Kodak, man, shorty on Broward. Hit your top.